I'm trying that middle part out. Well, it ain't really middle. It's a it's a different look, and I'm always surprised at how I look when I do this. But I wanted to just check in. Just check in. I haven't been live on YouTube in a while. I haven't been live on my phone, and it feels like forever. I do have some things I'm editing, but I want to check in and see how everyone is doing. How is everyone doing? There's a lot of energy, a lot going on. And also wanted to test out because YouTube keeps saying, do the vertical lives, do the vertical. I think they call it vertical lives. So I'm going to check in and just check in and see how everyone is doing. Um, I have something I'm working on editing and uploading. And whew, it's it's definitely something that is interesting and I think you'd like to watch. There's a couple of things I'm editing, and I think that I'm going to put more curated content as opposed to the lives because I just don't like all the glitches and stuff. I don't like with the I don't until I get that fixed. I will probably just drop in here and there like this, but I will be uploading and I plan to upload it tomorrow. Um, Ooh, it's a lot of information in here, and this live I'm gonna not live, but video I'm gonna upload, and I'm actually just testing out the metrics right now to see who shows up, who's online, who's getting notified, if this is a good time. I know it's late. I'm never really on this late. A lot of my audience doesn't expect me to be on this late, and how things work with the phone as opposed to the computer. But I did want to just say, emotional intelligence and really being able to master, manage, process, and release our emotions is going to be very, very big going forward. It's always been a big thing to do, but I think going forward, your emotional strength, emotional health is going to be what gets you through anything. And I think, I mean, I see a lot of people struggling. I told y'all I'm a therapist, right? But I also do my own self-examination. Always work to be self-aware, but I'm getting such a strong urge to just let people know, like, continue to mind your mental health and your emotional health. Do not suppress your emotions. Find a safe space to process them, and then go deep within why that emotion is coming out. It's like a blessing and a curse sometimes to have the background that I have, or anybody who's in mental health or who's a healer or intuitive, whatever. It's a blessing and a curse because you read and you can feel the energy, right? And you know that there's a lot of people that, and including sometimes us, who struggle with processing and really tuning into what real emotion is really happening. So a lot of things are rooted in fear. Anger is rooted in fear. Um, Insecurity is rooted in fear. And then there's behaviors that we see that tend to happen from people who don't have that resolved, who have some maybe some trauma, maybe didn't feel safe throughout their childhood, their life, and then fortunately we carry it into business. We carry it in. I see it in the chair when I used to really be behind the chair taking clients, and also what comes up for the stylists as well and the professionals. And always wanted to be the person that worked on that, and it's crazy because sometimes people don't even know what their triggers are, or you wouldn't know that you did something that triggers somebody. Or sometimes, as people accomplish things, they can trigger in someone else who's felt like they were struggling to accomplish. Like, it's a lot of things that come up, and so what I say is, if we all first of all have empathy, but then boundaries, and then seek to understand why we feel the way we feel, and without even knowing people's background, sometimes I can assume. Like, I have my own things and I say, oh, Jessyca, you feel this way, X, Y, and Z because of this experience you had, X, Y, and Z. And get into the core of it. That's what's called emotional intelligence. And that is going to be powerful in anything that we do. And the unique thing about the hair and beauty industry, which is why I kind of like, I kind of, I don't know if I like my mental health background in hair industry, but I feel like it's valued and I like to merge it, is because it's needed, because it comes, there's a unique way it comes out in the work that we do. It comes out in business, it comes out when you are gracing someone's crown. Now, culturally and spiritually, a lot of our culture, people of color, are very, 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 very strict about who lays hands on their head. For instance, I know someone who's a Haitian hoodoo priestess, and she says, would you let just, there's certain people you might think are mentally unstable, would you let them touch your hair? Would you let them touch your head? And if you can't answer yes, you know that there's something internally telling you that this is something significant that you want to safeguard. And as superficial as some people may see hair to be, historically and culturally, everything has said otherwise. And I think the more we reconnect back with it, the more powerful we can use it as a tool and as a way to promote healing and abundance and prosperity and all these things. Hello. And so I feel like there's a lot of people in this industry that are healers that I want y'all to continue to speak up, take your approaches. You're intuitive. You may be in a mental health field. You may be in another field. Just keep doing it. Just keep encouraging this. We got to balance out. And also keep working on ourselves. What I'm going to tell you, I don't know, you may not be, you watching may not be, but I do know there are people that do take mental health kind of lightly. Like, they see it's important, but they take their own mental health very lightly. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I need to heal. Yeah, I need to heal. And they'll continue to go about their day being triggered, sabotaging their success, etc. And I can speak for myself too. I've done a whole lot of triggered triggered things. Oh my gosh. But I think the being I'm sensitive. I can feel the energy around. I was speaking to someone yesterday, really, the politics as much as other people are, as far as like, and I was feeling all that energy. Now imagine if you're a professional or a business owner and you're client facing, right? You interact with people and you have a low emotional quotient, emotional. So you have an IQ and an EQ. And imagine you trying to navigate your own feelings and all these other people. Thank you so much, Phoebe. I was just coming on live with my phone that I don't normally do, because I am putting together more videos. I'm probably not going to be going live like I used to on Mondays because, number one, I just don't like the glitches on my computer. It's whack. And plus, I feel like I'm going to put together some stuff. So y'all who follow the channel. And some of my next video that I'm going to post is, it may not seem like it's a hard hitter, but it's a hard hitter. It pull emotion out. And a part of my strength is showing the vulnerability. I'm learning to not shy away from feeling vulnerable. I'm not talking about put my everything out for everybody to, but I'm saying, like, a lot of people really try to put on a hard facade, like, oh, I can't let them see me. I have to always, whatever front they put. But the beauty and the strength of sometimes the vulnerability and, like, listen, this is what happened. This is how I felt. This is why I'm so passionate about what I do. It connects me to what I do. And sometimes it helps people to understand. Or if they don't understand, that's fine too. It just helps connect you to your work. Right? So I'm gonna put something out. And then I also want to let people know, so I just finished wrapping up a workshop. We got a workshop next Thursday. So in my program, we got like 55 billion workshops going on right now. We just did a pricing strategy Black Friday workshop for the Microloc Master community. Microloc Master certified. I can't speak. I'm tired. Community. That's my book back there, the Microloc Standards. I wrote the standards on Microloc. If y'all even go through the channel and go back to my first videos, I coined and founded Microlocs, and it's been a long behind story and trail with this. I am a licensed therapist by profession, and I've been in this business. We've had the most successful year this year, and the year's not even over. But I'm backing away from needing to prove it on social media. Some things I might, like I show maybe some reworking on my old videos. And I'm learning to detach from not, I think when we need outside validation, we tend to lose connection with who we really are, our inner validation. So I'm like, you know what? I know my information is valuable. I know I've been here. I'm an OG. I coined a word. And a lot of people, I don't need that validation. A lot of people are like, wait, what? They're usually surprised. And I'm like, yeah, you can check the receipts. But we are, the information is solid. My passion is a unique one for me. And that's why I created what I create and make this training have elements to it. And that's why I felt like I wanted to just talk and go live and talk about whatever, shoot the breeze. Thank you. And, oh, hey, thank you. And we all have that in us, every single one of us, right? So I know a lot of y'all might already know that, but it took me a while to know that. It's a journey for me. I think the more that we know who we really are, that dynamic, divine being inside of us, the less validation we seek from outside. It's nice when we get it, but when you're internally validated and your emotional fortitude, this is going to be the key. I'm telling y'all, already has been the key that we need in this country, is having that groundedness, that know who you are, know how to process and release your emotions, understand your emotions. That is going to be how you win going forward. I can get very spiritual with it, or I can just stay right on the surface. But either way, y'all know intuitively, if y'all have y'all know, you're going to need to process and release and get really strong. And I think, go for it. Go for what that passion is in you. Like, you're gifted with something, a gift, a talent, go for it. I don't even know when I'm speaking. I'm just speaking from what's being said to speak. It's just like, don't get discouraged. A lot of people are struggling with their mental health. Hey. All right, y'all spamming me now. Thank y'all so much for joining. And I'm going to go. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the video I'm putting together. Stay tuned for, look at the community page. I'm posting all our workshops, right? And then it's going to be a big one, free. All you got to do is get in the Facebook group, which is free. And then my end of year. Also, I give a free scholarship giveaway for my program. My program is $2,499, $2,499. Free. I'm giving it away. I'm not playing. I do it every year. I have receipts. Y'all want to see? Just go down the page and see the holiday giveaway. You will see the people that have won. And it really wasn't hard. If you move and operate in authenticity and you're genuine and you really truly value the information that you might have been receiving from my platforms, from me, and you really know that this is something you want, you're most likely going to get it. Just show up so I know who you are. When the application's open, apply, be sincere and genuine, because it's something I could just pick up when, like, someone had put like one word or one sentence and they never like followed anything, they never liked, they never engaged. Or sometimes people, they'll apply, they don't win, and then they'll unsubscribe. Like, is that the type of person that I want to win? There's some people that maybe last year you didn't win, but you came close. I would say apply again, because we remember. Now we have a team that reviews these. So right now we have a team, and half the team are the winners from previous scholarships, hired and paid on the team. So that's the vision I have. Ooh, child, I'm not going to be too emotional, but if y'all ever felt unsupported, you ever felt like you were like the black sheep, right? You can breathe and there's people that are intimidated, or you breathe and you feel like you're misunderstood. You breathe and you feel like everything I do, like, it's always, like, I've always kind of felt like that, or like I had the messaging very early on that I don't deserve to be supported. Like, it was just a lot of craziness. That's why I got in a mental health professional, and I'm healing and helping others to heal, because a lot of us have been through a lot, even in our core families, right? You get these messages. You're not good enough. You're never going to be really supported. It's you against the world. You're struggling. You're going to have to struggle. Like, nobody, and that's not the truth, but that's the messaging that you tell yourself. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go out and do everything that I wanted to ever do, right? And the way that I want to do it. I wanted to get my master's from Columbia. I spoke it out. I said, I'm going to get my Ivy League degrees. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and do my hair business. Boom. I don't care who says what. I'm going to coin this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write this book. And I just still need permission. You don't need permission from anyone. And I said, I'm going to have a unique contribution, because hair to me is very much connected to our culture, our self-esteem, our mental health, especially as Black people, our economics, our empowerment. Our first millionaire was a woman that had a hair company, right? Our first Black female woman millionaire in the United States. I don't know the world, but in the United States, Madam C.J. Walker, excuse me, hair company, philanthropist, built a business, and still has a legacy to this day. So for me, no one can tell me my ideas are crazy. And if you feel like that, I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to give back. Let them call me crazy. Let them judge. Let them say what they want. Let them, quote unquote, not support me. But it's so funny, because I tell people, don't look at the vanity metrics. Look at what's behind the scenes. For this to be our most successful year, I really start laughing about how I used to be so concerned about follows and likes and this and that. When the numbers, when the metrics behind the scenes were showing, and people were writing, thank you for helping. And you're seeing the people benefit from even free information. That's what mattered to me. So I said, I'm going to give back as much as I can. And I'm going to show the people who actually do want to let me know publicly, or let us know, or acknowledge that, their appreciation. But even if you don't, I'm glad that it's helped. And I want to be able to give people money. So we have our scholarship, our fellowship. What do you call it? Site Trainers Fellowship. I want to give money back, and I want to be able to gift those women. So right now I can only do $500 per person, but I want to give, secure larger funding, and just keep giving back. Let people say what they want. If the talent and the skills and the impact is not recognized, it's not my fault. You have to say that to people. They don't recognize who you are and your value and your worth, and it's too bad for them. They're missing out. But if they do acknowledge that, then it's like, that's just icing on the cake, and thank you. So I always said, you know what? I know what it's like to feel unsupported. I know what it's like when people try to minimize you and dim your light. You're actually probably quite bright, and all you're doing, you intimidate them by your confidence, by your drive, your motivation to do something different, to live life in your own terms. That's a threat to people. Your intelligence is a threat to people. So I say, I just want to live. I just want to help people what I wanted. And I'm glad and I'm appreciative of those experiences, to feel left out, to feel bullied, to feel like, you don't fit in a clique within you and your own family. That experience is helpful, because what that did was have me have empathy for people who also relate, and say, well, we want to make a community for you here. Microloc Mastery is my community. I also am a therapist. So whether somebody's coming in through hair or they're coming in through the therapy, I might restart it. I used to do a women's group for moms, new moms, because of my own struggle with not feeling supported postpartum. And so I had women on the phone, but that was a really dark time, because there was forces trying to sabotage and shut that down. And I ended up having to shut it down. It was a phone call line of moms. One I know for fact was another therapist, because we went to Columbia together, and she was also a mom and overwhelmed. And so I just try to use that. So if y'all see me post stuff or do videos and have a certain tone, a lot of us have been through a lot. And to me, it drives us to keep going forward and setting the record straight wherever we can. Like, hey, no, this is what we're building. This is what I have my contribution. This is talk about my book, and then the video is going to be about that because um I'll let y'all watch it. It is wild. Okay, it's one of my team. Oh no, if I say anything, I'll say too much, and I don't really want to say too much because I don't want to go into it here. I want to do the video so that I can edit it and put it together properly. But see, I think I want to tell y'all. There's something else I was gonna tell you, but yeah. So I'm gonna put on the community page how you can get to the workshop. We're doing a conditioning curl and spiral workshop. Curls and spirals are my thing. And there's a way to do it where it's a conditioning and strengthening method. I don't really like styles that tug on my edges. My edges already like, they're already not, you know, they're weaker. So I have found ways to help support my hair, and I'm gonna put that training up on the wall tonight or tomorrow. But like I said, I'm gonna leave with this. Everyone's priority right now, in order to get the success that we deserve and the abundance and wherever we are going, whatever goal, is to have, I say, the emotional intelligence piece is the key, because we'll start to identify ways no one else sabotages us but us. And I had to learn how, and I see in others how we do that by not dealing with these things or suppressing these things that end up popping them. So some of us have issues with trust. Some of us have issues with feeling threatened, feeling supported. They all take root somewhere. We were not born like that. It was an environment that created that. And a lot of those those emotions need to be felt and resolved. Otherwise, we're carrying them with us. And we make hair businesses, we make social work, whatever field you go into, you carry those things with you. If they're not resolved, they're usually like big things that'll come up. How we interact with coworkers, how we interact with our boss, how we interact with customers or clients, how we interact with our partners. We love to play out our parents' our relationship with our parents through our relationship, whether you are in a heterosexual or not that parent. So that plays out a lot. And I used to do couples therapy, which is draining, but you would see that constant replay of that. So in business, a lot of the feelings of non-support or if family issues come out in business a lot too, because you're like, why are you not supporting me? The family would be the first haters. People be like, once you start to understand the pattern and talk to other people, you're like, okay, this is actually quite common because they grew up with you and they seen you, or whatever the situation is, an emotional connection that overrides no matter how accomplished you are. But some people really struggle with that, or it triggers other feelings. So it really did that to me too. I was like, going through, like, a lot of people start to really feel depressed for the first time when they start a business, and it's crazy because you're like, they're doing something they want to do, and then when you get in industry, some people say they're like, the hair industry, I don't want to do this, oh my gosh. Or the beauty industry tends to have a little bit a different energy to some other industries, and people feel like it can be catty. And I'm like, I'm a whole therapist here, like I don't have time for that, but I am Jessyca, so I might say something a certain way, and then the gift and the curse of really seeing like, oh gosh, this person feels threatened. Oh goodness. Like, it's like, I can't, let me process my feelings and let me make myself strong enough to handle this, because that is how you can handle and withstand. I think the more success you have with business, the easier it gets. Lord, it gets to be even more. A lot of people want to be very successful, and that's going to require an upgraded version of us. I just had to say that. And we get beyond just trying to make quick money, and now we might be trying to build a legacy. We might be trying to grow and expand, like whatever the goal is for the business. You have to upgrade with it. Yeah. So, this was cool. This was fun. Y'all give me some more light. I know it's only a couple of y'all on here, but I haven't been live on YouTube. I'm not going to try to go live on my computer anymore. You'll probably won't see me live as much, which, I mean, I don't know how many unless I wasn't telling people, hey, watch me on live, you know. So I mean, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use my time, use my time wisely. If there's a particular topic, and then I don't know, people would say something like, you're a YouTube on fire. I'm like, nobody's ever said nothing to me. So I don't know what's going on. That's interesting. You also gotta be strong, like, because people always love to tell you, but there's like very rarely do somebody come to you and say anything. So you be in the dark, like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I learned very early on when I used to to speak out or give information about sister locks, how people act when they're threatened or when you say something. So I'm very familiar with those behaviors. They won't never say it to you because the threat is that I'm scared. Like you're triggering something in me that is triggered by fear or something that has nothing to do with you. So, but they're never going to come to you and say it. They're going to it usually is like behind you. So I don't know a lot of stuff. And I'm like, but I think I can probably speak very well to how to handle stuff like that because that's but things like that happened to my own family. Like it'd be grown women, you'd be like, what, and you'd be like you don't even do anything, you don't think you're doing anything, and then like you're like people are talking or chatting behind you, and you get that in high school, you get that in elementary school. So like I'm like, I'm a grown age. Like I kind of, and also because I'm in the profession of mental health, I already know most of the time, if not all the time, it's not really about you, it's about them. Because like certain behaviors are just some, you don't really address it. Like you should say, I just want to be a better person than that. So if I have an issue with something or something someone said that's offended me personally, I'll make sure that I'll go to them. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. So like I'll say, I'll make sure that I'm calm. I'll make sure that I use words and phrases that are not, that are just calm and speak about what the facts, right? X and Y happened. And then I can say at the end and how I felt when that happened. But then not everybody communicates the same way. Some people rather suppress or try to get they just don't know how to handle things in a mature way, so they'll do all types of things. So I can recognize things like that. So when one or two times I was on YouTube and people had made a comment, I'm like in the dark, like, what are y'all talking about? Somebody had said something on the webinar, you the one put YouTube on fire. I'm like, on fire how? And I was like, it sounds like when I was talking and spilling the beans about this stuff in Sister Locks, it sounds like I might be saying something that's hitting a nerve that is true for the results for the hair. Like, so I might say, you can't use that tool and call Sister Locks, or people are using a different tool and they can get sued. Like I was saying a lot of those things very early, and then it was oh my gosh, it's crazy. But I don't know. But all right, y'all. Have a good night. I think I'm gonna delete this because I'll stay tuned for my video. I think it's gonna come out tomorrow. All right. Wait, how you end this?